but it's alright because Negotiator is now level 75.
What level have you got the abilities to?
The base 4 are 3, and then the Kenobi one is at max. The main 4 are at 3 because I'm only level 75.
You hardly ever use the basic with him. Pretty much the only time you ever get to use the basic is when you'll be playing against Malevolence and you haven't killed all their ships before they use their ultimate.
I mean, I don't intend to use it. Apart from the gas thing, it's just going on defense.
Oh no, yeah, that's fine. But I'm just saying, if you want to upgrade abilities, don't worry too much about its basic.
Yeah, it's usually what I do anyway. I don't use the basic on Malevolence either because it doesn't summon a Buzz Droid, not Buzz Droid culture.
I use the basic on the Finalizer because crit damage up is OP as hell.
Oh, especially with First Order.
Finalizer's basic is good. But it has to be, you don't have a proper ultimate.
Yeah, Finalizer's specials are all rubbish. Like, he has a weak as hell AoE and a single target that inflicts target a lot.
Yeah, doesn't the AoE get better if there's more people that you've used the hunted ability on, except for the fact that you don't get to use enough hunted for it to matter?
Exactly. It's awful.
I think the only use for it would probably be stripping Foresight, like from a whole team.
Yeah, but then you just use basic and get an assist off it.
Yeah, I suppose. So, Andy, have you sorted out your updates?
Yeah, it's all good now, mate.
Oh, need to turn Andy down.
I will be spending the entire recording session sorting out my mod inbox. So that's going to be fun.
I was going to paint, but we've redecorated my room, so I no longer have a desk to paint on.
Oh, no.
You could always paint the walls.
We already have.
So everyone's doing all good then?
Well, apart from Andy and his shard.
Apart from Andy and the main topic.
Brilliant.
So, what we wanted to talk about today was shard chat bullies and the complete arseholes that seem to run the arena in fleet shards. Now, I've had a small amount of experience with these. I wouldn't say it's massive, and I know that when I get Jedi Master Luke unlocked, it is going to get a lot worse. But I do feel that some, at least for me anyway, some of the guys that are in my fleet shard are also the same guys that are in my arena shard. So at least with some of them who are quite reasonable, I don't think it will be too bad. But there is one guy who's best described as a complete utter cock. He just pisses everybody off. So I don't want to name this guy LV Wolves, but I just did. So if he listens to this, it's his own fault.
Oops.
But there we go. I'm not above name dropping people, and he's one of those people that if you, I don't know, somehow fart in his direction during his payout hour, he basically throws all of his toys out of his pram and is just screaming and kicking at everybody.
I dare you to send this video into your Fleet Shard Discord.
Oh, maybe I should. But we might go up to 5 listeners. I don't know.
We can dream.
But yeah, I mean, I can understand you don't want people to attack you during your payout hour, and the nature of the game is very much that it feels that it's like you've got this system which is designed to be player versus player, but it's not. It's players versus the game, because you're not taking any points off each other than to spite each other. So if you can avoid each other, you all get maximum rewards, and it's all great. Now, obviously, this topic just sort of, I don't know, fell into our lap because Andy was having a bit of a session about it on Discord. So, I don't know, Andy, do you want to tell us how you're feeling?
I don't really know how to feel really. It's a tough one because at the end of the day, in regards to this, as much as we enjoy it and as much as I've joined this guild. The reason, so at the start, the reason I joined this guild is because my old one, the interaction between people, was just awful, and I wanted to like find something that was like this, where we could all like chat and hang out and do stuff. And it's kind of, obviously it's opened up opportunities to get better in my shard, and I don't see why you can't have the same mentality, like doing a shard chat, which you really shouldn't do anyway. Like, it's all done by third-party apps anyway. And I know for a fact that CG aren't exactly hot on it, but there's not really a lot they can do about it either.
Well, I'm just going to hold you there.
It's just,
actually.
I find it really, I find it weird.
If you just let me interrupt you there. You say there isn't a lot they could do about it, but there is a lot they could do about it. The problem with CG is that they made it so you couldn't see people's ally codes within your shard. And that was about all they did. Now, if they actually decided they were going to rotate people within different shards, say every 3 months they shunt you into a new shard, that would pretty much solve the problem of, shard mafia.
That's true.
So it's not beyond their ability to solve it. So I'm just putting that out there. Please continue.
Yeah. So it's a good point. It just threw me off a little bit there. Sorry. Yeah. So I obviously unlocked Sith Eternal Emperor quite recently. Got his ultimate, and that just completely opens up a whole new realm for everything. And I got into like. I didn't approach him until I hit top 5. I hit top 5 in my shard, and just so like the difference between me being in the top 5 and what I've been for like the rest of my Galaxy Heroes career is monumental. Like, I've barely broken top 100, so to be in like top 5 is like completely uncharted waters for me. I got into the top 5 and I thought, look, I don't really want to put. I know I've heard stuff about guild chats and guild mafias before, and I don't really want to push anybody's nose out of joint. And I was fully aware that I'm a very small fish in a big pond, because everybody in the top 50 is like 6 mil plus GP. And I broke 3.1 last week. So small fish, big pond, I get it. So I reached out to the guy, 3 of the guys actually. And I say, hey dude, is there any chance you can get me in the shard chat? Don't want to push anyone's noses out of joint. That's all good. One person just flat out declined my chat invite. Fine, like weird, but fine. Second person just completely ignored it, or I don't know, like nothing ever came up. And then the third one was the one that's caused all the problems. He originally said that he could ask for me, and when was my payout time? And I told him my payout time, which is 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And he said, "Cool, I'll go away and I'll ask the chat, I'll ask the guys." And I'm like, "All right, fine, cool." And then he came back to me and he said, "There's somebody who already has like basically dibs on first place for that time. Would you be okay with second?" And I think that I know a few of the guys in the chat, the guild chat, said, "Oh, push for first, like change your payout time or whatever." But I was happy with second, because it's like I've literally gone from earning like 50 to 75 crystals to like 450, and that's huge for someone like me. No matter what I can do with 450 crystals a day would be like just awesome in terms of like where my roster is. So I was like, yeah, that's cool, that's absolutely fine, no problem. And then he just ignored me for like probably a good half a day. So I just put one of those chats in, like, "So can I get an invite to the Discord?" And he was like, "Oh no, like you have to wait for a decision on that." And I'm like, what? like it's the weirdest thing, right? Like, I don't mind saying this over a podcast because it's not a secretive thing anymore. But I'm actually a Freemason myself. Like, because of my line of work, I got invited to a couple of dudes and they inducted me as a brother. So, and it was less. It's harder to get into a shard chat apparently than it is to a supposed secret society that's not secret at all.
Do we all have to wear funny hats
and then
now?
I waited and I waited and I waited. And I waited and waited and waited, didn't get a reply. And then eventually I got, I think it's a bit premature to let you into the shard chat. What was it they said? It was premature to let you in the shard chat. You need to make sure that on your climb, you don't knock members of the shard, and then we'll let you in. And I was just completely dumbfounded by it, because it's like, well, how am I supposed to, for a start? Like, how am I supposed to know who the climbers are and who I'm not supposed to knock if I'm not in the chat?
There
I
does
said, look,
seem
don't
to
worry
be,
about it.
There does seem to be like quite a different set of rules between these shard mafias. Like I know with the fleet shard one I'm in, there was. And that one only started when other people, because I was in first place in fleet for like forever. No one could touch me, and it was only when like people in the shard started getting the negotiators and the malevolencers that somebody actually bothered starting one. And in ours, the rule is basically, try not to, don't attack people during their payout hour, basically. Or if you know that you're in the same payout hour as somebody else, it's between the two of you to organise who gets what. Which, as far as I'm aware, for most cases, is if you get to first, they can't knock you because you're in the same payout hour, and that's as far as it goes. But with yours, it sounds like like these people are very much like in some kind of hierarchy where it's like you can't do that. There was somebody else in our guild that
definitely
mentioned it recently. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, there was somebody else in our guild that said he was trying to get into a shard chat. I think he just got a GL as well.
Would that have been Mando?
No, Mando's. So Mando's is on fleet. He's another chap in our guild, and he's just got negotiator, and he's been pushing his fleet really hard to get up there, and he's done it. So well done to him. And his shard chat, they let him in. They didn't push him out or anything, but he's been able to pull himself to first place, and all the power to him for it. Hopefully, he'll continue building like solid fleets, and he won't just abandon it with one. And another guy, Garrus, he got into his fleet shard recently, and they seem to be quite reasonable as well. And I don't know if this is a thing between the different shards, but the fleet shards definitely seem to be a lot more reasonable and laid back than the character shards. And it might just be because of the level of competition is a lot higher. But there was somebody else, and he said he was trying to get in their character chat. And basically they turned around to him and said he wasn't good enough. Despite the fact that it's like, well, dude's got a galactic legend. He's going to be there whether you think he's good enough or not.
Imagine
it's another thing that's
for their shard chat based on anything other than their arena team.
Yeah, like that exactly. That you're not good enough is like that. Literally makes zero sense. Like almost as much sense as the chat that I've had today.
Well, it's elitism, really.
It didn't even stop there, did it? It was like, yeah, and and I said, look, how am I supposed to know who the climbers are? And he actually took the time to I think he listed 11 people in like the chat on the actual app.
Yeah, so he lists the top 50.
Someone who,
so what do you do?
He listed 11 people to not touch. I just thought, do you know what? Fine, like I'll play nice. Like I've got nothing to lose here and everything to gain. So like, just play nice. So I got myself to 5th, and the guy in 2nd, which was the place that they offered me, they actually offered me the place at the 3 p.m. playout of 2nd. The guy in 2nd had a relegate Supreme Leader, and I found out. I looked online that they are actually programmed to go after Thrawn. So I tried putting Thrawn in to stop him going off. I tried 3 times and I couldn't get past it. So I thought, I'll settle for 5th. 5th's absolutely fine. The guy in 1st place was ironically the guy I was talking to, and he was using a Jedi Master Luke team, which I could have easily taken out and taken first. And 3 minutes before payout, one of the guys they told me not to touch knocked me back to 8th. Yeah. So I was just like, do you know what? I sent him a message just saying, like, one of the guys you just told me not to touch has knocked me back to 8th 3 minutes before my payout. So see you later, essentially. I might have used some more choice words than that, but I just said see you later and I left the chat. And, at the end of the day, I'll grab that 1st place at 5 minutes to 3 or whatever, using my own crystals. I'll buy a 5's worth of crystals every day if I have to. It doesn't bother me at all. And I'll launch into a battle and I'll just sit in it. I'll just run the clock down. That's absolutely fine. If that's the game that they want to play, then that's fine. But I'm not going to get bullied just because I have lower GP. So it's just not going to happen. It's not in my nature to allow it to happen. And it's like I don't get it. It's not like I messaged him going, "Oh yeah, by the way, I've got a Galactic Legend now, so every hour on the hour, I'm going to just knock as many people back." I literally went to them and I said, "Look, is there any way I can get in with the chat and just get to know you guys? And all I want is my payout of 3. Like, I'll even take second. Like, I didn't even say, oh yeah, can I have first like once a week? I said, nah, second's fine. That's cool. It doesn't bother me. I don't see. It's almost counterproductive for them because all they've done is just they've probably got one more pissed off account. Because I can't imagine that I'm the first. Like, I can't imagine that I'm the first who's gone to him and said, "Can I get in on the chat?" And
there is kind of this thing.
It's just really counterproductive, especially after the fact that they offered me second. They specifically. I didn't even ask for it. They just offered it to me.
Yeah.
Well, 3 minutes to go, this guy just goes, "Yeah, back to 8th."
Well, we can tell you're annoyed about it, and it's understandable.
Yeah, it's not even about the game. It's just trying to find decent human beings. Like, you know what I mean, it's just like it's a mobile game at the end of the day. Like, just grow up. Like, Discord chat isn't. It's not like. It's a Discord chat. It's not the Dead Sea Scrolls. Like, I mean, it's like they think they've got access to the Vatican Library. Like, only the hallowed can pass the gates and view the sacred text. Like, it's just pathetic. Like, honestly. So obviously 11 virgins sat on a Discord chat. So that's fine. Like, I don't really want to be involved with that anyway. So I've said my piece.
That's fine. What you may find though is with obviously all of these shard chats is that it's only ever the top that sort of remains. It's like everybody who gets a GL is now going to be in competition for the top bracket because the GLs are obviously so much better than everything that is not a GL. So this GL bracket is going to grow and grow and grow. So I was really close to getting into top 50, but since the I don't know, like the last couple of weeks, it's been pushing further and further back. So now it's like getting into the top 70 is tougher because just more GLs are appearing. And it's not like this is going to stop. They're just going to keep appearing. And eventually it's going to be everybody in the shard who's anybody, top 200 people are going to be running a GL. And it's like, what are you going to do? How are you going to stop these people climbing? They've released characters like the Armourer who can just literally go, ha, throw me in the squad and you can beat anything. Doesn't matter what the squad comp is now. Armourer buff on GL, that's it, you win.
You actually might be onto something there because it might force CG's hand into changing it.
Well,
there's no way that people are going to have like top like elite level squads and like get like a 50 crystal payout.
It makes the shard chats work a lot harder if they want to bully people out.
But it works both ways. The more people have got, like you said, the more people have got it, more competition that you've got, which means that your likelihood that you're going to crack top 10 because everyone's just scrambling each other. Instead of having like 25, 30, 40 people scrambling for it, you've suddenly got 200. So your time period to climb up the ladders it gets ridiculously shorter because you've got 200 people doing the same thing. It's like a motorway, right? Cars on the motorway, it's easy to maneuver and get up further, but if you've got like 200,000, then
yeah. So,
you know what I mean? So
Davvo, Uni, have either of you guys had issues with your shard chats, or are you in shard chats?
Yeah, no. I once asked my fleet if they had a shard chat, and I had no response. They accepted the message, then just ignored me. But yeah, I don't really climb. I've had to recently because I need the credits. But
why don't you bother climbing fleet?
I just can't be asked going through negotiator matches every 5 seconds just to get a few crystals. I know it's not a few; it's like 500, but
Davvo?
So the thing is, I was invited to my shard chat like the second I broke into the top 10, and they invite everyone in the top 50. So I have a very different experience with shard chats than everyone else. Like,
some positivity on it, Davvo. Let's hear the positivity.
Yeah, it's maximizing crystals for everyone in the top 50. Like, there are some people who still run Darth Reavens, and because they're in the shard chat, people with Galactic Legends will help them out with their climbs. Like, when I joined the Shard chat, there were about 10 Galactic Legends, including me, and we'd work our hardest to not form walls for the Darth Ravens, and even one Shaq T who would break top 20 each day.
So it
But
sounds
now
like you've got
they're
quite a nice group then.
basically, yeah. I have no complaints about my Shard. I'm aware that I got a lucky draw with where I ended up in and the Shard that I got into, but not a lot of negative stuff to add to this.
Have you got into a
It's all
fleet one as
positives for
well?
me. I was one of the first people in the Fleet Shard chat because it was very disorganized, and basically before the Shard chat opened up, I was in contact with two of the people around my payout, and what we did was started the Fleet Discord. So yeah, even though I've dropped down to about 50th place now, they haven't kicked me yet, so that's nice.
See, that's the thing as well, isn't it? Because it's like, because the shards don't change, it's like, if they kick you out, then, you know, how does it make that person feel about, oh, well, I got like a new fleet, or I got this, or the meta changed, and now I can push to the top.
Funnily enough, for me, that change was half term came around and I could start climbing again. So now I'm making top 3 again.
So you're rolling in crystals then, because you can get like top 10 on both.
Yep. It's how it used to be before I got masses of college work to do. So I'm pretty happy right now.
Well, I'm quite looking forward to when I get Jedi Luke, Master, whatever it's called, and I can piss people off and jump all over them.
That doesn't surprise me a bit.
Well, yeah, I'll definitely be happy to get even more crystals, because it's kind of like your GL pays for itself, but only if everybody
really
else
does.
doesn't have one, and then otherwise it doesn't pay for anything. But fortunately with mine though, it feels like out of the top 50, it's like 40 of them are Kylo, so I feel like it probably wouldn't be too hard to climb quite far.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine. I know it's a running joke that I hate Jedi Master Luke because he's so hard to beat, but I've finally unlocked Darth Raven and now I can actually beat him.
Is it just putting fear out?
Not even that. It's his immunity to ability block. It's just absolutely MVP because he's both immune to Jedi Master Luke's mass ability block and Jedi Knight Luke's mass stun. So he's the only one in the team apart from Kylo himself who can do stuff. And then if you add Bastilla in as well, suddenly instead of 4 out of 5 of your team becoming worthless, you only have 2 out of 5. And if those 2 out of 5 are Han and Watt, who are only used for their first turns, then you have a fully functioning team.
Funny that.
There's almost definitely a fleet chat. I know it. Because none of these people were up there before.
Have their fleets changed, or are you just
No, it's completely different people. And all those people have moved up to the top, and then there's none of the people that were there now. The only problem is they're all 6 million GP, and I'm half of that.
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter, because it only matters how good your fleet is, and you only need one good
but
fleet.
It feels awkward messaging them.
Why? What, you got like GP embarrassment or something?
Yes. And the fact that I'm the only 5-star. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. It goes 7-star.
Yeah, I mean,
the first 6-star is 26.
Mine's still 6-star. I think I need like another 20 shards to get 7. And I still beat those other players. You're still a threat to them. It's definitely not. The game's always in the attacker's favor.
Yeah, no, it's always in the attacker's favor because they're facing malevolence. So the bot always goes for the ultra droids, which give me turn meter.
So, Andy, have you in a fleet chat as well then?
Yeah, but you know how bad my ships are, bro. It's not even worth me even talking about that. I mean, to be fair, like I sat at 198 and I was happy with 198 because like that meant I got some payout. But where I've worked on some of my ships lately, I have managed to get myself to 133. So I am getting there. I'm just missing so many core ships. Like Houndstooth's shocking. I don't have the Millennium Falcon.
You see, I don't think it's the same as it used to be. You don't necessarily have to have things like the Millennium Falcon or Houndstooth, but you definitely do need to be running a fleet that synergizes well with itself. And there's a lot of ships now where you're kind of like, you should own that ship. So, like, all of the pilotless ships, I would say everybody in this game should make sure they get those because it's a free, maxed out ship. It just costs you credits. It doesn't cost you gear.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a common resource
Understandable.
in this game to have something that you can have that good, that can stand up to, I mean, they're not quite as good as the top relic ships, but even all the pilotless ships, they're at least the equivalent of a relic level character's ship. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, depending on what you do with them. They're not quite as good as like the 7s are, but for not having to spend that gear, it's great.
I've sent a message. Let's see how this goes.
We'll get live feed of Uni trying to get into his shard chat now.
I've messaged the person who's number 1 because I felt like may as well.
Fair enough.
He's also got Sith Eternal, so maybe we can resonate on that.
You're hoping that shared vibes will get you into the fleet chat.
Well, I mean, if it's anything like Andy's, then yes, that's my best bet.
So, Andy, what is your plan? Are you just going to piss them off as much as you can?
I want to, but I'll be. I don't really have the energy. Like, it's
Snipe that
Yeah,
one
I love
person
it.
though. If he uses Jedi Master Luke, snipe him every time.
Yeah, he's always the one who sits at number 1. So, like I said, I'll log in and I'll do my climb from 1, and then I'll just hold out until like 8 minutes to 3. A battle, get myself first, like just refresh the crystal immediately, and then just launch myself into another battle and just sit there. Like, that's fine.
It definitely feels like the main way to get into these chats, if the people themselves are a bit of an arse, is basically to drain their resources so that it gets to the point where they can't be bothered to deal with you, and it's much easier for them to just let you in.
Yeah.
So,
I tried doing it the easy way, so we'll try doing it the hard way.
I tried to be nice, but now the gloves are off.
Yeah, like it's honestly it kind of like makes me cringe, like the fact that I have to go to that because I really don't want to be that guy. Like I really don't. At the same time, like the difference between like I said between like 50 crystals and 450 is massive for me. That's huge. Like the last couple of days that I've got like 300, like 400 crystal payouts, like meant that my Moff Gideon is now like 5-star solidly working towards 6.
Yeah, it's paid for your geos.
And like geos, yeah, like well, you laugh, but yeah, but like my brood alpha is now 12. I'm 1 piece off Poggle 12. Like the one's 10 now. No, one's 11, one's 10, and one's 8 still. Granted. Like 2 weeks ago, like they were all 8, like unmodded. None of the abilities upgraded, so like it really does help. Like, don't get me wrong, I need to get the geos like done as soon as possible because they're pissing me off, but so I can move on and try and get gas. But it's a big thing.
The best things in this game are done out of spite,
and it really shouldn't be that way. So it's just I don't know, like. It just grinds on me that people are like that. Like I don't get it. I don't see what they get out of it. Like it's a no-win situation for them because like I said, it's just another person they've added to the list that they've hacked off who's just going to do everything possible to make life miserable for them.
Yeah, but they don't see it as that they're getting something out of it. They're seeing it as that they're not losing out on something they've already got.
Yeah, basically they don't want to share their resources.
But they're not.
Kind of petty.
Well, that's the thing is they
But they're
can't
not,
choose. They can't choose. You
Point.
bully
They
them.
offered me that second place. They offered me that
Yeah.
second place because nobody had it. So what are they losing out?
Well,
The guy that hit you didn't want to have to wait, I guess.
Well-
I'm not defending it, obviously, but
no,
just
but what you'll probably
that
find
is
is
what they're thinking.
that guy that you spoke to who said, "Oh, they say you can take second place." Well, a lot of these chats use like a bot or something to track everyone's payout. You won't be on that, so the other guy won't have even gone, "Oh, there's a new guy I need to be aware of." That's what it'll be. It won't be that they've done it out of spite. It'll just be because it's like, they're not. No one's told them. They've not been informed. You're not allowed in the Discord, so what do they care? You're nobody.
Yeah, that's to me that's still dumb because at the end of the day, if they offered me a second place, it doesn't take much to just tag everyone and go, "We're giving this guy second place at 3 p.m. Don't touch him." Like that's not. Just don't offer it to me in the first place. Just flat out say no. Like don't contradict yourself. Like it's that's the I think that's the bit that annoyed me the most. Like they just said, "Yeah, you're a new kid on the block. Like we haven't seen you before." And like you're half the GP, so if you hang around, then maybe later, then okay, fine, that's one thing.
Again, but that doesn't mean anything, does it? That you're half the GP. It
doesn't.
really means nothing because your
at
arena
least it's
team
kind of
challenges theirs. Right,
Yeah, but that's not really the point. What I'm trying to say is like that's just a kind way of saying, yeah, you're a scrub and we don't care about you. Like, and that's fine. Like, do you know what I mean? That I can deal with. People are just arseholes and that's fine. But like, don't go. Oh yeah, there's a guy at 3 o'clock who's already got number 1. You okay to take number 2? Yeah, okay, no problem, all good. Oh yeah, by the way, lol, 3 minutes too. I'm gonna push you back.
Well, yeah, then you did say that you told them your payout, so it's kind of like, did they do that on purpose?
Maybe. Good. Well, good for them. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, good for them. Like, big win for them. They stopped someone coming second at one particular payout that nobody has in the UK. Because why would anybody have a payout at 3 p.m. in the UK? But
that's my fleet payout.
Shut up.
The thing is, though, your shard won't be just people in the UK. Like I know that my fleet shard is
might not be
my fleet shard is primarily Americans, so my payout time is completely uncontested.
Both of my shards are mostly Russians.
So you're in the Russian hacker shard then?
They're just Russians.
Because you were getting a lot of Russians at one point, weren't you?
I was, but that was in Grand Arena.
And then they started to recruit you into their Russian stuff.
Yes. Many of them tried to recruit me.
Those clones.
None of them succeeded.
That is now the reason I have the Russian keyboard on my phone now, because I have to keep translating whenever I get a message. Sometimes it's like, oh, such a great defense. Sometimes it's, hey, nice defense. Want to join our guild?
I never get messaged by anybody that I play against. And I think maybe part of that is because I put such a pile of shit down as my defense. And then a lot of my opponents are like, oh yeah, I'll just own this guy. And then I beat them. And that keeps happening. Yeah, I just crush them on offense because I've got so much of it. And they never message me.
I mean, there's only ever one guy that's messaged me that hasn't been Russian that I haven't messaged first. Actually, no, I messaged him first. Yeah, everyone that's messaged me first has been Russian. So yeah, I'm clearly quite a wanted man in Russia. Please, Putin, no. I take that back. I am wanted in Russia.
Putin himself wants to meet you.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't that be amazing if you were like, oh, here's random Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes facts. Putin plays the game. He's secretly a whale.
Secretly?
Well, yeah, because it's like...
I don't think he'd be a whale. I think he'd be like a fucking kraken.
Yeah, I don't get like some of those guys though. Like these people spend like so much money on this game and they have like absolutely everything, and then it's like, well, you've got everything.
There's no game.
Yeah,
Congrats, you have won the game.
Yeah, you paid all the money. You've done well.
Should have paid to win.
I mean, what do you do when there's nothing left to upgrade or collect?
Bully people. Hit them out of their time slot.
Shard chats.
Yes.
That's all they can spend their in-game time doing because they have nothing left to upgrade.
You're a scrub. You didn't spend $200 this month.
Scrub.
I did notice that like a few of the guys in my fleet shard had spent the $100 or whatever it was to get a Relic 8 character so they could put him on their fleet. But it hasn't really helped them. Because I can still beat them. Have you guys seen many Relic 8s?
None.
You didn't see the screenshot I posted in Discord of my shard mate who had a Relic 8 Jedi Master Luke and General Anakin Skywalker.
Maybe. But I don't know.
Because they also have Relic 8 Sith Eternal Emperor.
Oh, so he's got a lot of Relic 8 then.
Yeah, he's in a good guild. I think he is in ANZGC. So, yes, I have seen a lot of Relic 8s.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen too many, but
To think of it, I have seen one, which was the guy that I had a good conversation with after Grand Arena, I guess.
Actually, same. I had a good conversation with the Relic 8 Kylo who beat me.
I lost to this guy because I forgot to set a defense.
I lost because I lost the mirror. Very unfortunate.
Which mirror was it?
I played Kylo Hux First Order Stormtrooper into Kylo Zombie Daka.
Ooh.
Which
That's
would
so
have gone
steep.
well if he hadn't have had a Relic 8 Kylo.
Yeah.
So I lost. And then I lost the round. Because he also had Malevolence.
I think I ran into one. And I think you gave me some advice on him. But I had a guy who had like Kylo and one of the others. And I'm sure he had like Kylo at Relic 8 and he put him on defense. But that is another topic that we need to run on to, guys. 3v3 is over. How good do you feel about it?
Thank fuck for that.
The Lord.
Yes, I was like, this is amazing. I've got 5v5 back. I've got real teams back. What the hell am I doing again? Because after having almost 2 months of 3v3, I was like, oh, just feels so much better. Like, that's the squads. These whole squads, you can use them again rather than half squads.
You just know that they are going to start alternating 5v5
fuck
and 3v3.
Please do not do that because
I think
they've already done. They've already done one round of alternation.
I mean, like once a year would be more than enough for me. Like way more than I could possibly comfortably be happy with.
I have found an issue with it on my alt though.
What's that? Do you not have enough teams?
Well, I have enough teams, kind of.
The level
it's
1.
Just that obviously my alt is Division 11. It's just hit 600k GP. My back wall team is, well, basically 2 of my teams are full of level 1s. I've got Relic Kylo with my like blue gear people.
So you're putting him on
Geos.
defense?
Yeah, just because I don't think he's got anything that can deal that much damage to him. I've got Geos on the bottom, which I don't think his Jedi Revan can take. And then I've got a Grievous team.
Oh, right. So
all level 1.
So I assume you're not really planning to play it. You're just sort of going, yeah, I'll probably win because you can't get my stuff.
Oh, I've got quite a lot of stuff for offense as well. I've got a full Mon Mothma team. I've got Hux led certain people. I've got a First Order officer, Sith Trooper, and then I've got my main fleet as well.
All right.
I've got enough, I think. It's just I had to sacrifice Kylo for that.
Yeah, I just didn't really know if you had enough time to play both, because I know that some players that run alts just set the defense.
Oh no, the Grand Arena is the one thing I actually like playing in this game.
And then you don't sign
Well,
up.
other than 3v3. And yes, I'm hoping this season will be the first to actually sign up every time.
Well, we do remind you.
That means nothing, I'll be honest.
We could do with a bot
Everyone
that
reminds me.
custom reminds people or can check and see if they're signed up or not and send them a reminder. Why has
Just
no one
say
made one of
custom
those?
reminds uni. Just let's be real here.
You'll
not
just
people,
start
it's me.
ignoring it though.
I'd silence it, yeah. It's now 3 servers, I think, that whenever someone says Grand Arena sign up, I'm directly pinged.
So it's not a localized thing. It's everybody knows.
Yeah, it's started to become the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes thing.
So bear in mind that we've now had in the last 3 months we had 3v3 twice. Have you guys come into 5v5 with any newly built teams or stuff that you're excited to try?
Gar Saxon.
So what's Gar Saxon
Year
up
12
to?
mission. Gar Saxon.
What did you say, Ray? Sorry.
So tell us about Gar Saxon. How's he looking?
Well, basically, my Gar Saxon team consists of the 3 shoddy Empire characters that are to Relic versus Eternal. So I've got a Relic, Tarkin, Krennic, and Royal Guard. Obviously, Gar Saxon lead with the counters and the heal. I need Gar Saxon to do a bit more damage though. But then you've got the defense from the lead as well, which means Royal Guard is going to be pretty tanky. Krennic and Tarkin are also going to be pretty tanky because Tarkin's got the Zeta, which gives more defense. Then you've got Moff Gideon, who helps reduce the amount of damage they're doing. They've all got counters.
Okay, so
That then
you've
means that
not
Royal
gone
Guard will be
for the
stunning on
Stormtrooper
counters.
then?
No, I was talked out of it.
By who?
Hi.
Yeah. I'll probably stick Stormtrooper with Invader, maybe if I need it for extra speed.
Oh, poor
Perhaps you
Stormtrooper.
don't have to
Yeah.
use Stormtrooper at all.
He's hated him. He's using him.
Andy's hated him, and I don't think Andy uses him.
For what, sorry?
Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper.
How much
Yeah,
do
he
you
goes
use
in
per
my,
Zeta?
Guys in my Imperial Trooper team.
Oh.
Pretty thick, to be fair. You
I
can take a
use,
beating.
2 others.
I think he could do with the Zeta rework, but you know.
Oh yeah, no, I think no
Definitely.
one's arguing that it's not garbage, but
I mean, if his Zeta was changed to something like he gained 20k in protection, it'd just be like, yep, I'll have that instead.
I don't know why they just don't do the B1 sort of thing with him.
I think the thing with that though is you're massively changing the entire character from the ground up to do something like that. But I can see what you mean. It's probably more suited to a character like that. So anything else other than Gar Saxon? I mean, I've got a couple, but I thought I'd let you guys share first.
Not really. It's pretty much just the same defense I've been using the entire time. Shakti, Sith has got a bit more gear. That's it, really. Padme. I've just put Padme on defense.
Padme's really good on defense if you put 3PO with her. But if you don't,
I don't have 3PO.
Yeah. Once you get 3PO with her, you basically take away the ability for Vader to kill her.
I mean,
yeah.
Get 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've got the whole scale.
Yeah. Well, so my teams have got better. Mostly offense, as of course would be. So I got Chupio, and I pushed him up to rate 5. Spent a bunch of crystals on him, mostly so I could try him in the territory battle. But he massively changes that team. It's weird because I've got CLS at relic 4, Han and Chewie as 6, and then 3PO and Chupio are both 5. And you're kind of in this weird position where you're like, I want to put more relics on Han and Chewie because they deal so much damage, but I need to put more relics on Luke because the stat share is based off him. So you end up wanting to relic the whole team up to 7, and it's like, oh, this is really expensive. I need to stay away from this.
I mean, it's not a bad investment.
Well, it's not, but I can't. I've got them all to the level where you need them for the Galactic Legend unlock, and I can't afford to spend more on them because I've got other characters I need to do. But it's definitely something I would like to come back to. But that team's pretty horrific. So I've got that now for offense, rather than just having the 4 characters with CLS. So I feel that I can definitely play that team into some stronger opponents than I was before. I was kind of using it as more sort of like a beeline. But yeah, that's definitely changed.
Play it into anything.
Yeah, but that's one of those things where I'm kind of like thinking, I could play it into whoever now, and it'll give me just something a bit extra. So, I mean, the only thing that really gives me a bit of problems is either the Galactic Legends, which is pretty much always Kylo, or when people put the like everything's Relic 7 Sith Empire team down. That's still a bit of a pain.
Ask Major for some advice.
Yeah, I will definitely have to hit him up about it. But yeah, so I had that. Obviously, I unlocked Jedi Knight Luke, played him in 3v3. In 3v3, he is just obscene. You just go, it's him plus 1 other Jedi, and you'll beat pretty much any other 3v3 team. I've got him kicking around, so I'm almost running 2 Jedi squads now, which is surprising because in the last year I've gone from having like no Jedi to all the Jedi. And then and then my Mon Mothma team's basically just appeared because I had to relic all of these random rebels for Jedi Master Luke. So I've now got a Mon Mothma team I'm putting on defense, and I'm like, hey, this squad isn't crap. It's all right. It's not like stellar. It doesn't have a 3 bazillion speed Hoth Scout like someone else might have, but it might do all right.
I had to take all the speed off of my Hoth Scout because I unlocked Darth Revan and CLS within a month of each other. He's now sitting at a lowly 304.
Wow, only a lowly 304. Mine's probably like 204. Or something like that. I don't know.
He used to be top of the world.
Yeah.
My Stark used to be top of the world. Then other people got faster.
That's the thing. You can't just keep moving your bods around and claiming you had the fastest everything. But
No, I do
I've
think
got the same
Uni
mods.
is on Stark to stay.
Yeah, they're still on Stark, and they have been for a month or so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd quite like to go back and do things like Troopers, but Galactic Legend is just all of everything. As soon as you don't put something on him, you're like, well, that's an extra however many days, weeks, months worth of grinding to get it. So it's like, why? Just do that and do nothing else, or you won't get there. But as a guild, we have quite a lot of Galactic Legends, probably for our GP. And it seems that we've got a lot of players working on them that are on the sort of cusp of getting them. We've got
We've got like 3 more on the way, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
We've got 3 Sith Eternals on the way, and then we've got a couple of Lukes and a Kylo.
But I know there's at least 4 of us working on Luke. I think Major
there are 3 of us that are
or
pretty
Carlton's
much
closest.
There are 3 of us at Sith Eternal, pretty much. Me, Mongrel, and Jensen, I think.
Yeah, so
I'm not Blue Walker working on...
Blue Walker on Sith Eternal, yeah.
Yeah. There's Artemis, Carlton, Major, you, and Dark One Matt working on Jedi Master Luke.
Yeah, it does feel that sort of like within the next 6 months, we'll probably gain like another 15. which is just
That's
huge.
A bit over the mark, but
I don't really think it is. Because you've got to think that like we've got like we've got a lot of really solid players, and everybody seems to be doing one.
Yeah.
Even people like Cody, who we didn't even know he was doing a Galactic Legend, and then it just one day the whole in-game chat just fills up with Cody's upgraded some stuff, like literally 3 pages of it, and you're like, oh, he's been hoarding. And then all of a sudden he's got a Galactic Legend.
To the counter, slammed down his credit card and said, 1 Sith Eternal Emperor, please.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so he had Sith Eternal Emperor.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at this, the bot now. It says we've got 6 Supreme Leaders. And it's like, well, I know there's at least 2 other players that are working on him, but pretty close. It's probably not far off for some of the other characters as well. So yeah, I reckon we'll have a surprisingly large amount of them popping up in the next 6 months. But that also sort of puts more pressure on these shard chats, because obviously there's going to be a same deal with a lot of other guilds. I mean, I noticed, like I said earlier, I noticed that my position had sort of like been pushed back about 20 places, just because everybody's reached that point where free to play has just caught up with Sith Eternal Emperor.
Yeah.
Because of the time it takes. Yeah.
Like Uni did.
Yeah, because just because of the time it takes to farm the new characters and everything. So there's going to be, in the next 6 months, there's going to be loads more of him popping up. Jedi Luke just takes longer. He's just such a horrific investment. I'm surprised he's not, I don't know if better is the right word, but definitely a more flavorful character, considering the amount of just stuff you have to have for that character is just off the charts. The other 3, you can pretty much just go, I farmed these 13 characters. One of them was probably a legendary character, and that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think for Jedi Luke, you need like 40 odd characters at 7 stars to unlock him. It's just ridiculous. Definitely a long-term thing.
Yeah. He really is, like, at the moment, the end game Galactic Legend. Except he can be beaten by Darth Revan incredibly easily.
Yeah, I don't know if that's because of the comp, though, that people are using. Because you see it with a lot of players where they go, I'm going to use this as my arena squad, and they don't necessarily twig that it's like, well, actually, if you put Thrawn in, even though he doesn't synergize specifically, he's now doing this, and the AI will use him like this, and it means that you're just so much harder to beat.
I'm pretty sure Jedi Titans has been optimized by now.
Probably, but then, characters like the Armorer came out, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this character, Sith Eternal can now beat Kylo Ren. Like, much easier because you've got the armor, and you just go, cool, I just threw that in. Here's my Gear 9 armor or something. I can get away with it. So it definitely feels like that's one of those sort of changing benchmarks.
Yeah.
I think there's one more thing that I think we're just going to have a quick chat about, and it's the Mandalorian characters in the Galactic Challenges.
Oh,
ended on a positive then.
Yeah, how amazing has that been?
I've loved every second of it.
Oh, I haven't done this week's Galactic Challenge.
You're not missing out.
Like, I really enjoy only being able to get half of the raw rewards each month, because I'm locked out of every other Galactic Challenge.
Rewards aren't even that good.
I like being able to slice my mods. I like the chirotechs.
Oh yeah, all the good stuff. I mean, the rewards are good if you get like the top 2 boxes, but if you don't get to the top 2 boxes, they're kind of just a bit, they're okay. I mean, I'd still take.
Are the top 2 boxes worth wailing on all the characters?
Well, I mean, I'll take what I can get over nothing. I'm not going to not play the game mode, considering that it's like I've got enough stuff that I can pretty much beat the tier 7 challenge on pretty much any of them that they throw out. So I'll always get something. It's quite nice to get the 30 shards of characters, because a lot of the time some of those characters are slightly harder to get, even though I've got a lot of the characters. But like when the Bounty Hunter one rocked around and they were like, here, have 10 Aura Sing shards, and I'm like, cool, I don't have that character, I'll take whatever I can get.
And we need it for TB.
We do need some more of her. But yeah, she's Cantina 16, and it's like takes a while to get, especially when you like got to do all these relic materials for your Galactic Legend. But
Oh,
yeah,
nice. So it's not a matter of it's a GC, it's a GC where every turn you get debuffs so the bounty hunters heal.
yep.
Yep. Which was manageable when the faction you were using was First Order, who get more from the dots than the bounty hunters did. And
I
also they
mean,
didn't have the Mandalorian to disintegrate you.
You know what? They've never actually got to their payout against me.
Fair enough.
Mostly because they don't get a turn. I played the CLS team into them on the tier 7 and just trying to do all of the different challenges, like because there's one that's like don't use more than 3 abilities. Like the CLS team, I think it took me 10 goes, but I managed to do it with that team, and that was mostly like working out when I had to use which ability and what order I needed to kill people in. So like it was kill Bosk first because he'll taunt, and then that's annoying. And then it was like try and get to the point where you can do a dispel with Chewie with the slam, and then you can kill Grief.
Yep.
And then once you've killed Grief, it's kind of easy because he can't just give them retribution or whatever.
Yeah. You know what I had fun with? I put Magma Trooper under Thrawn lead, gave him tank tech, and let him have infinite turns.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Does he not die from the darts?
Not with tank tech, because it's auto-dispelling.
Oh, it is, isn't it? That's pretty cool.
So he suffers a dot, gains 90% turn meter, dispels the dot, takes a turn. Rinse and repeat.
Very nice.
Meanwhile, Vader was just having a rubbish time with all the dots. Because he merciless and then died.
That's pretty much
Halfway
happens
through.
every time in like these galactic challenges with Vader. He either kills the entire team or he just blows himself up.
Yeah. So you all know my least favorite modifier is the Galactic Republic, because Thorns in any game is utter garbage. But I have a new least favorite feat, the specials.
Oh, the 3 specials. I mean,
Beating a tier 7 challenge with 3 specials is awful.
Oh yeah, I did it, but it is awful. The only reason CLS can do it is
the worst.
Yeah, CLS does it just because his team gets so many turns. It's just horrific the number of turns you get compared to the bounty hunters. Their whole squad probably gets to go once per character.
Like every few galactic challenges, I get content out of cheesing a galactic challenge. Like originally with the Imperial Troopers, and then with like Mon Mothma against the Night Sisters. That was awful. But there's no way.
Sorry.
There's no way to do the 3 specials through cheese. It's just awful.
Did you try using a Mandalorian squad? Because it felt like next to impossible to use a Mandalorian squad to beat those bounty hunters.
I have an average of gear 6 Mandalorians.
Wow, that's way better than mine. I've got Sabine.
Let me try Galactic lead.
I've got Sabine at gear 9, and I've got Django at gear 11, and then I've got the Armourer and Mando at gear 8, and then I've got level 1 Canderous. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, sorry, I have an average of gear 7. That's much better.
All right, okay. But yeah, so I'm kind of playing 4 versus 5, and I'm like, I couldn't do anything. I'm like, they heal so much. How are you meant to stop this? You've got no cleansers on your team.
True.
You know, you've got no cleansers, and the dots just keep healing them and hurting you. And it's like, that's even if they don't take turns, you will die.
Yeah, I hate it.
So I'm not sure what they thought. This is a good idea, but there you go.
Yeah. They had a new faction in. They could have just made a single challenge for it and put it into rotation like every other faction. But instead, they did this.
This is actually kind of fun with the
This-
Mandalorian squad.
I mean, I don't mind using them, but it's just like it's not a team I've put enough effort in to even call it a team.
Only you need Gus Saxon lead for it to be fun because you get all the counters and then assists, and then it just starts stacking and stacking. It's really fun.
It's for you, Uni.
Yeah, we're really
I'm
glad that
you're
you.
having fun.
Yeah, that Gar Saxon lead investment, you know, goes a long way.
It was well worth it.
I could activate Gar Saxon right now, but I won't.
You hate him that much.
Gus
just want
Saxon
Uni
just
to
took
suffer.
17 turns in a row.
To be fair, he's pretty
What a
awful,
champ.
even in the
What a
cartoon.
champ.
Oh,
Wait,
Yeah.
he actually appears somewhere?
Yeah, he's in the Rebels cartoon.
Oh. Thought he was just some weirdo they made up.
No, he's in the Rebels cartoon. He's like one because the Rebels, the Phoenix squad is from the third season of Rebels,
yeah.
Yeah.
and that's where Gar Saxon is. He shows up for like I don't know as a baddie in about 3 or 4 episodes, and he's a bit crap.
He's the Empire
like-
elitist of the Mandalore.
Yeah, there does seem to be this weird obsession that they have about Mandalore. It's like barely mentioned in anything to do with Star Wars, except for in the cartoon series, is where they just keep banging on about Mandalore.
Yeah. Here's a hot take that's not a hot take. The only memorable villain from Rebels is Thrawn.
Vader, but okay.
Vader isn't a villain.
I'm
from
sure Vader's in like
Rebels.
2 episodes.
Is he a villain?
Alice,
He
Is he a villain?
the
he showed
Inquisitor.
up in. Yeah, don't ring a bell.
mean,
Vader is not a
The Grand
not a
Inquisitor
villain.
was pretty cool. I was surprised they didn't put him in this game. I mean, they chose to put
Yeah, I
Gar
thought that.
Saxon in over the Grand Inquisitor, and it's kind of like, really? You chose
My boy
Imperial.
Gar.
You chose Imperial Super Commando over the Grand Inquisitor. What
Okay,
you
yeah, can
doing?
have at him.
Okay, if they ever do a Fallen Order run, they do need to add the Grand Inquisitor. If they ever add the sisters,
Yeah,
Sister Squad.
like as a full Inquisitor team would be.
No,
hype
it
as
would be a
hell.
Sister Squad. Hey, sisters.
Yeah, I had the idea with the Sister Squad that you could have Vader as the lead.
James Charles
Change
for
the lead.
Star
James
Wars
Charles
Galaxy
as the lead.
Heroes. We've lost Raid and Andy already.
yeah, I'm done. I'm just like, I should just turn it off now.
This will go viral, this will. We might actually get
The
6
mere
viewers.
mention of the word James Charles will bring swaths of YouTubers
That or YouTube will like
to our doorstep.
put some kind of restrictions on us because we can't use his name.
Put it in the title, we diss James Charles, and it'll get more views.
For the love of God, don't do that.
James Charles is in my shard chat and he won't let me in.
Brilliant. Right. Well, I think that's about all we're going to get onto as far as topics go. So I think we'll leave it there. But
Fair enough.
thank you again for coming
Star
on,
Wars
guys,
Guild declares
to
war.
chat lots of nonsense.